Welcome to Be Simply, and this segment is dedicated to encouraging all to love self. And today we're going to dive into the middle path. Once again, I want to thank you for joining Be Simply, and this Love Self segment is connecting us a little deeper to the power of loving ourselves for the benefit of all and potentially deciding to walk a middle path. Now, the concept of a middle path is related to some Eastern traditions, yogic, Taoist, Buddhist, I would say even indigenous path, that there wasn't a separation in the sense that there wasn't necessarily extremism, especially in a lot of the native cultures. There is a propensity to find harmony with the ecosystem, not only for self, but for others. And they understood this really well, that there were some things that could take us out of harmony with our nature. And those could be external forces. They could be internal forces. They could be substances, overindulgence, all these kinds of things. And in this day and age, when we have really been in an extreme passage here on planet Earth, that we feel this entitlement to be really extreme with our behaviors. And sometimes doing something extreme can really shake our entire system and give us a jolt and bring us back into perspective. Yet to repeat this over and over again and expect a different result would be grasping at that original seed that was provided in that moment. This could look like jumping out of an airplane. This might look like a plant medicine journey for someone. This might look like going into silent retreat. This might look like going on a mission for your theological belief system. This might look like many different things for a wide variety of reasons. And why I'm inspired to encourage others to find maybe their middle path at this moment in their lifetime is that what is really curious is that we have been, as a society in this epoch, I'm talking probably 100 years we'll stay with on this planet, is that there's been so many different ways of being. And now we see this division, especially after this brouhaha here on planet Earth. And we see extremism in everything from faiths to eating habits to substance habits to daily practices for well-being. And it's fast and furious. It's like, do this, do that. And really this middle path, if you have to look at it from an inner to outer world, is that if you find this is what I love to guide my clients to, is find your inner alchemy, your inner recipe. What is exciting for you and what feels true for you is going to be different for me, your family members, your partner, your children, if you have them, your four-legged friends. It is going to be different. And so rather than shun one another, it really is important to encourage one another to find your rhythm. And then what's really amazing is that when we each find our rhythm, then we come together to keep our community flowing, is that we get this beautiful opportunity to serve one another and to help the whole. And that's part of the reason why this is a very important clue to moving through life. And if you think about it, when you find the middle path, then there's not these restrictions put on anyone. Now, if you're someone that is in an extreme moment, meaning with substance, with faith, with activity, anything, it's going to feel a little foreign to release that and bring it into the middle. Now, for some activities, it may be a little bit easier than others. Yet what you'll find is when you come into the center, it's more all-inclusive of everyone versus only speaking to your quote-unquote tribe, the people that understand you, the people that view the world the same as you, the people that want to do the same things as you. That is nice in theory, but it doesn't, again, it gets it'll get boring, and that's why people do extreme things, is because they get bored and they want to explore. Two-legged, us humans here on planet Earth are designed to be curious, to activate our imagination, to engage with the world, to create things, to help one another, or to look at things differently. This isn't going to happen necessarily in the same process over and over. And the beautiful part is that some of the processes that maybe we are designed to do on a daily basis can become more efficient. So you have more space to be in this creative impetus with yourself. And so this middle path will allow you that ability. It means that the structure is important, like a building, and the freedom to roam the building the way you choose. As soon as we mandate how you have to walk through the building, or how you have to experience something, or that you're not allowed to experience something, this starts to put out your fire. But when we let the structure be there to support our freedom and our ability to move in and out of things, this is really beautiful. And then if you can keep meeting these pillars in your life daily so that you can feed that middle path, whatever it is for you. If you're a musician and you know that, hey, I perform better when I've exercised, I've eaten well, I've kept myself inspired, then those are going to be your structure, but you're going to flow through, because maybe you want to play your guitar at 5 a.m. and you want to start your day at 9, and that's just fine. You have the structure that you meet, but it can move with you. And in the middle path, when you have that rhythm, that flow that's designed for you, you will find something really interesting, because you will thrive in that environment, and you'll be dropping in to a present state of awareness throughout the day. Now, some of you might be listening, maybe not, but that are, in an extreme situation, whether it's in the guise of good or evil, or good and bad. Those are dualistic approaches. This middle path allows us to be beyond the duality. And this is, maybe I'll talk about that this week on the Soul Silence and Sound session, but I talked about it before. It's the path of the heart. It's the way of the heart. And so your heart wants to experience life. It wants to have joy. It wants to sing. It wants to dance. And there are many things that we create as humans that can be enjoyed in that ecosystem. They don't have to be rejected because they don't fit into your extremism. There are many things that can serve. And so what I encourage each and every one of you, if inspired, is to take some space for yourself and really evaluate, what would a middle path look like for myself? Am I someone that is always, they call it on social media these days, the shiny object. Are you always chasing the shiny object? This is a propensity that occurs in certain mental pathologies. Or are you committed to your path? If you, let's say, are a musician, are you committed to your path, and are you going to water it daily? And are you going to stay on that middle path so it can grow? If you're a chef, are you committed to spending more time in the kitchen, and so that it can grow and you can work and massage that medium? If you are a leader, are you willing to water that daily, meaning that you don't just check it off the box, I'm a leader? Are you willing to continue to feed that and understand what that means? Whatever it is for you. And so when we have these extreme points, it will degrade, it'll pull us away from that. So I encourage you right now in this moment just to do a quick check-in. Like, is my mind, is it plumb? Meaning if I held a little pendulum up above, and if you know how to work a pendulum, I know it's not evil. If you hold it up and it swings from left to right, this is science. It'll swing left to right. And when it does that, if you think about your mind that way, it'll either hold still, or if you start connecting to the fields of energy around you, it'll swing. Is your pendulum swinging in your mind really wild, or going in circles, or bopping up and down? How is that state of being? And then from there, do you want it to be in center? Remember, you always have the power of choice. You can decide what you want to go on up there, and you will learn the consequences of that. That's just how it is. It's nothing to be sad about or upset about. Once you want to be a self-aware human being, you can decide what you want to do with that. And then from the heart center, is that plumb? Do you overutilize your emotions? Meaning, are you really dramatic? And do you like to grab your attention and others with your emotions? Is that pendulum swinging from side to side, forward, back, up, down? And if so, does that work for you? Does it work for others? Or is your pendulum pretty even? Are you even keeled? The even-keeled moment would be that middle path. Then let's go to the physical body. How is your physical body feeling? Is it up, down, left, sideways? Are you healing? Are you suffering in the physical body right now? Notice it. And then do we want to bring that back in center? And bringing in center means that you would feel fluid, in motion more than not most days, and inspired to move your body and utilize it for self and others. And that would be the same. Utilize the emotions for self and others, and the mind for self and others. Meaning, most part, your mind on a middle path will be blank. Your emotional center will be still, not to impact yourself and or others. And then the physical body is getting its move on. And it's in dynamic flow with that which you were destined to create and share and be and do for others. And so when we evaluate this system, then we can go a little bit deeper, and we can go into our eternal being. This is our eternal traveler that was designed to just connect with the world around you, to connect with life in general. And so if inspired, take a few moments to just see where you want to go with this energy, and understand that that energy I'm speaking of is some part of you that is expressed now, and then it's also an aspect of you that's evolving. So it was formerly expressing itself one way, it's evolving, and it's continuing to express itself another way. And this is what we witness if you have children, you were a child, you have been evolving since birth, since you were in utero, since your soul dropped into your mama's womb, you have been evolving and shedding and transforming, and this continues. So when we get quiet with our eternal being, we can be kind of like, wow, our eternal traveler is ready to harness this or that. And this is where we see, even in couplehood, sometimes there's a contradiction with one another, because the space traveler inside is ready to transform, but maybe your partner's isn't. No, there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. We all move at our own rhythm. So that's the other component. When we bring this all together, you have a unique flow. And that unique flow requires certain things so that you can maintain that flow without degrading your system, without taking away from your cosmic bank account, without reducing anything, but continuing to build and feed. And if we look at nature, Mother Nature shows us this everywhere. Like you open up a watermelon, it has all these seeds, or you open up a pumpkin, all these seeds in these two opposing seasons, fall and summer. There's all these seeds ready to harvest, and a bounty that if we utilize properly, that we get to benefit from throughout the whole year. So what is required, if we use the analogy of farming, is that there's a process to think ahead but maintain present in the present moment, to prepare for the future, yet to meet what's needed in the moment. And the way that you will yield the best crops is to tend to them daily. And so that's going to feel that structure, but you'll still have some freedom within that moment to express yourself, to enjoy life, to laugh. And it's the one beauty that I find so charming, and with some of the communities I've had the opportunity to get to know, is that there's a joy there. There's a simplicity and a joy. And it doesn't necessarily require a large amount of anything other than your presence to receive that. So if you're interested in bringing it together for yourself, if you're interested in finding that middle path for yourself, I want to encourage each and every one of you in this moment to take a moment just to evaluate where you're at, where there's extremism in your life. And it might be under the guise of quote unquote good. It might be under the guise of escapism. Whatever it is, are you willing to bring it to center? And maybe you need a little bit more of something and a little less of another. It truly is a very unique recipe to each and every one of you. And when you're in that jam for yourself, meaning not like a jam, like a pickle, but when you're in that flow, I'll use that lingo, when you're in that flow, you will feel it. You're just going to feel amazing. And you're just going to be clipping along and not having a care in the world. And that's what is available in the middle path. And so while the outside world may have an opinion or try to place something upon you, whether you're willing or able, or it's your destiny to hear what they have to say, get clear inside you. So irregardless of what you choose to do, you'll know why, and you can stay in a good flow with that. Meaning that if you choose to take a path and it is against the world around you, you'll know it. And if you feel good about it, you will be able to maintain it no matter what company you keep. And that's a topic we'll save for next week, about the company you keep and how that can impact your path, your destiny, and your flow, so that you can maintain something that will build and yield more energy in a way for yourself and others, rather than degrading from yourself and others. So as we go into this little segment of Cosmos, I encourage you to check in with the mind, check in with the heart, check in with the body, and then find out where your soul's at right now. Where are you being called to water and nourish yourself? Listen deeply, and it's beyond words. So don't try to find a word, or try not to find a word. Just listen. Listen deeply and see what rises up on just a vibrational level. And then I will meet you on the other side, and we will be exiting out with little Kadri Scott. each and every one of you for being here. I welcome you just to connect gently to my voice and just subtly bring your attention to here. And the reason for the moment to look inward is that is what is needed to nourish our inner being and to realize self-love. It's once we realize what it means to love ourselves that we can start to attain a level of mastery out beyond maybe struggling to do so. And so it's my hope to help those that are ready to learn how to love themselves and then really move beyond that in a way that can serve their great work in this lifetime. And so as we exit out, we're going to listen to a little Kadri Scott. This is her great work in this lifetime, music. And may you stay a little bit longer and really feel how you want to integrate what maybe you realized about yourself. And if you want to explore retaining harmony and balance from within to the outer world. Until next time, this is Suzanne signing out with a full heart, a soft gaze, a deep bow, and a namaste.
Always told me